Good morning, everyone. I'm Leah Dixon in Port Coquitlam, British Columbia, and I am here for my regular Tuesday morning Facebook Live. So nice to see everybody. Oh, wow, Facebook has changed how everything looks again. So interesting. All right, so if you are able to pop on, say hi. Again, I'm not sure if it got caught it at the beginning. I'm Leah Dixon from Port Coquitlam, British Columbia, and I do a weekly Facebook Live. This is actually my last week that I'm going to be doing my Facebook Lives at 9 o'clock on Tuesday mornings, though. School starts up again, and this coming school year, I'm actually going to be teaching on Tuesdays. So I'm moving my Facebook Lives for the month of September. I'm moving them to 7:30 p.m. Pacific time on Wednesday nights. And then I'm hoping to be able to move them to 9 in the morning on Wednesdays beginning in October. So a little bit of a crazy month coming up for me, but I'm super excited to be here this morning. And I hope that you guys came prepared to actually craft with me. So what you're going to need is a piece of 6x6 designer series paper, any pattern you want, and it would be best if it's one that is like doesn't have a pattern that runs in a particular direction until like you've seen, what we're creating, and then you can get a sense of how to work with that. All right, so I am going to switch over to my desktop now so that we can get started crafting, and I'm also going to show you the gorgeous, beautifully penned designer series paper that I am using today. So let's transition over. So here we go. This designer series paper is called Beautifully Penned, and it is a Sale-a-bration reward. So with every $60 right now, you can earn Sale-a-bration rewards, and this is one of them. So you actually get 12 sheets. You get 4 of each of these patterns. So really, really nice black, gray, and white designs. And then on the other side, we have kind of designs that are more white based with the black lines. So we've got the lines, the dots, and the beautiful flowers. So really, really nice set of paper. And again, that one's free with a $60 purchase. Well, it's one of the offerings. All right, so for today's project, I see a bunch of you are hopping on now, so welcome. We're going to be making a cute little treat bag. I'm just going to show you, but here I've got a little Halloween sample of the tiny treat bag we're going to make. So this is just big enough. You could probably fit like 3 of those little Halloween candy bars in here. And this one is more of like a Halloween style one. I've used our cutest Halloween designer series paper to create this one. Today I'm going to be working with the beautifully penned paper and creating something a little bit more elegant for some little thank yous for one of my clubs. So yeah, I'm going to put this to the side and I'll show you how we're going to get started. So you want to start with a 6x6 sheet of designer series paper, and then I just need to quickly, I don't want to mess up my measurements, so here we go. I'm going to grab my Simply Scored table. So you can use your Simply Scored, or you can use your paper trimmer. I personally like the Simply Scored because it means less moving around. So the first score mark that we're going to put on here is going to be at 1 inch and 3/8. So you'll notice that between the 1 and the 2 inch, there's like 8 little dashes. And so I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, and do a score mark. Okay, so that's our first thing that we're going to do, is just score one of the edges at 1 3/8. We're then going to turn our paper so that that score line's up here, right near the top. And I'm going to score again at 1 3/8, but I'm only going to score to my score line. So I'm going to stop right there. My next one is I'm going to go to 2 3/4, and I'm going to score the whole length. Then I'm going to score at 4 1/8, but only to my score line. Okay, and then finally I'm going to score at 5.5, the full length. Okay, and I'm actually, let's see here, I'm just going to actually copy and paste this. When I post later, I'll always post these things on my blog later. When I post later, it'll have the full instructions there. But here we go. In the comments, I've just put those score dimensions for you. So if you are crafting along with me and didn't catch that, it's there in the comments now. So with that scoring done, we're going to move our Simply Scored table out of the way, or if you've got your paper trimmer, you can move it out of the way. There we go. And the next thing we want to do is we want to burnish all of those lines. So I'm just going to come in here with my bone folder and really get that one. And it's a little hard to see on this paper, so it's important that I'm doing this before I start any cutting or gluing. All right, hopefully you're using a paper. And so then I also have those extra 2 down at the bottom that aren't as visible. I'm not going to worry about burnishing those ones. Okay, so I've got all my score lines really folded up nicely. And now I'm going to grab some paper snips. And I'm going to come in and just down here at the bottom, just up to my score line and not beyond, I am going to cut those little, just the little ones just to my score line. Okay, well, this one's hard to see, really hard to see. I'm going to just fold it a bit so I can see it to cut it. Wow. Yikes. Okay, and then this last one that actually has created like a little rectangle here, I'm going to cut up to the score line, and I'm going to cut on the score line to just remove that little corner. So just that little piece, and we can compost that, or not compost, recycle that. All right, so what we have now, here, this side actually makes it a bit easier to see. What we have now is these little flappies, our missing piece, and then we've got our 2 folds like that. So because I actually want this side showing on the outside, I am going to have it so I can see this inside piece right now. And I'm going to fold this over, and I'm going to put a piece of tear and tape along here. So let's just grab my tear and tape, or whatever strong adhesive you have. You could use Seal Plus, you could use a liquid glue if you wanted, because liquid glues do actually dry with a very strong hold, and that's what we're looking for, is a nice strong hold. So I'm going to use tear and tape because for the purposes of a video, it is fast and easy and a very good strong hold. So with that done, actually, sorry, before I peel that off, so I've put that in place. But before I take that off, I'm actually going to come in here, and this second flap in, I'm actually going to use my corner rounder and round the corners on it. So let's just, I'm going to flip these back so they're out of my way. I'm going to pop that in and round that corner, and pop that in and around that corner. You don't have to do this step. I just find that because that piece is going to be visible on the outside of our bag, it's kind of nice that it has the finished corners. Oops. Let's pull those out of the way. All right. Get rid of those scraps. Okay. So I can see that there's a bunch of you on. If you want to say hi, I love to chat while I craft. So here we go. We've got that one piece rounded, and we have that tear and tape on here. So now I will peel this off, and I'm going to close up my treat bag just by, like, actually just, oh, I stuck to my glue, just actually closing that. And so now that's all sealed, and we have this little baggie. So we have to close up our bottom now, and this is what's actually going to give us the structure to our piece. So that one that I rounded, I'm going to put 2 little bits of tear and tape on there now. Let's pop in here. Do one there, and another little one up there. There we go. And I'm going to actually remove the backings from that right now, and then just kind of keep it folded back so it doesn't touch anything else yet. Okay, come on. There we go. So keeping that one folded back, I'm going to kind of pop this open. I'm going to fold in my two sides, fold in my other flap, and then this one, I'm just going to lay it across. So now what we've got here is this square bottomed box and a little bag here ready to fill up with treats. Now I don't even know if I've got any treats here, so we can just pretend that this is going to be like a little crafting treat for somebody. So I'm going to throw in like a couple little spools of twine in here. I'll probably open this up again and put in some candy, because really that's what everybody actually wants, is candy. So we've got our little treats in there. Then we're going to close up the top and just grab, oh, good morning, Tracy. Grab any hole punch you've got. I happen to have kind of a smaller one. It's, I think, a 1/8 of an inch hole punch. And just put a tiny hole in there. Oh, that's not where that goes. All right, so with our little hole through there, and it goes through both sides of our baggie, I'm now going to grab some ribbon. And I am absolutely loving this Highland Heather. It's like a metallic grosgrain ribbon. It is so beautiful. So I'm going to put that through both sides. Oh, come on. Come on, come on, come on. All right, all the way through. And it doesn't need to actually be too long, because I'm not actually tying this. This one's just here kind of for decoration. So I'm actually going to snip this end nicely. There we go. And then pull up this side. That's good. And snip it in the opposite direction. So I've got the two tops kind of going different angles. All right, so with that done, I am now going to grab, this is our Simply Elegant trim. And it comes in silver and gold. And I'm just going to grab a little bit of the silver. And that should be enough to tie a nice bow. There we go. I just keep mine in mason jars with these fun lids that I found at the dollar store. And so we're going to take that little piece of Simply Elegant trim and loop that around. Oh, come on. I'm going to loop this through first. There we go. So now I've got that little loop. Put both ends of my bigger ribbon through there. This is the hardest part, is getting the first knot. Okay, so I've just pulled that tight on there, and now I'm going to tie a little bow. So this makes it easy for whoever is receiving this to be able to open this and reclose it. And they don't have to do anything super duper fancy. It's just one little piece of string kind of holding that closed. It is so easy, Christina, and definitely able to follow along, because like I love quick and simple things. When I make these kinds of things, I make them for my class. So I tend to make like a lot of them. So they have to be fast and easy. So this one is super cute. These little Halloween ones I was putting together actually for my class. I'm trying to get like my Christmas cards and my Halloween treats and everything done up before the school year starts, so that I can just hand them out at Halloween and Christmas, not have to worry about making them. All right, so the last thing this needs, of course, is like a little label. So I said to bring like 2.5 by 2.5 inch squares, because really this circle's just under 2.5 is really the biggest thing you could put on there. So I brought some black and some Highland Heather, and I pre-cut them using my layering circles. So I'm going to actually glue these two together, and actually I'm going to be super lazy today, and I'm not going to glue. I'm going to use my Seal Plus, if it'll work. So my Seal Plus on there, so you can do anything. On this little guy, I actually used Highland Heather and then a piece of designer series paper as the background. So kind of create whatever fun little tag you want and a sentiment, but I want to show you today another way to use this beautifully penned designer series paper. So I took that black and white striped one that has the flowers on the other side, and I'm going to do, okay, Elaine, it's a definite fun one. Come with a 6x6 piece of paper and a scoring blade when you watch the replay, and make one of these cute little treat boxes. So what I'm doing here now is I'm fussy cutting that flower on the back side of the striped designer series paper in this beautifully penned, because I'm embarrassed to say it, I actually don't own the stamp set that coordinates with this beautifully penned. There is a stamp set that coordinates with it in our annual catalog. And yeah, I don't know, I don't. Of all the flowers, this is one I don't have. So I'm being a cheater, and I'm just going to steal it right off of the paper. And this is something I do a lot with my Halloween stuff as well. I know Halloween's a huge deal down in the States, but up here in Canada, I find the only thing I need Halloween stuff for is for treats for my class. It's not like a thing that we really, I don't send out Halloween cards to my friends and stuff. So I tend to cheat and get sets that have like a generic Happy Halloween in them, and then use the designer series paper and do this kind of fussy cutting to create what I need to create. That way I can spend more of my money on things that I love, like Thanksgiving and birthdays. And Christmas, obviously. Oh, I'm sorry, Elaine. Mine's been really bad lately, too. I think you and I together, it combats or compounds, and it ends up not being great. All right, so now this little guy, I'm just going to put 2 strips on the back and attach this as the piece. I'm not even going to color it because I think Highland Heather's such, like, although it's not in our bolds family, or is it? No, it's in our, Highland Heather's in our subtles, but I find it's a really bold, subtle color. So, not going to color that in. I'm going to let the Highland Heather behind it speak. Now, I have this little scrap of paper, and because I don't have this stamp set or anything, I don't have sentiments, so I've grabbed my Blossoms in Bloom stamp set because it's got these really nice bold sentiments, and I'm making little thank you treats for people. So I'm going to grab, well, that says Happy Halloween. Let's see. I put my, right there. I'm like, I put my thank you on a block already. Oh no. And then for the ink, I was going to do Highland Heather, but I actually want this to really stand out. So I'm going to use Gorgeous Grape, which I find coordinates so nicely with Highland Heather. And then I'm going to just ink that up and pop that on there. There we go. So when you put your sentiments at the top of a block like that, it makes it really easy to ink them and stamp them without getting ink everywhere. That off to the side. And now this little guy is going to go on here. I'm just going to trim up the ends though, so that I've got, let's see, this one's going the wrong way. There we go. And I'm also going to make this straight because apparently I didn't cut straight, or stamp straight rather. So I'm trimming this up so it's like a pretty tiny little label going on here. Pretty tiny. There we go. But you know, with these flowers, they're so dainty. We want a dainty little label on there. All right, so this guy I'm going to pop up with mini glue dot, or not mini glue dots, mini dimensionals. So I'm going to put those on the back here and pop that up. There we go. Pull those off. And I'm just going to put that right across the center. And so it's nice that it's small because it covers up very little of the flowers, but it's still got that beautiful sentiment on there. And then to attach this to our baggie, the thing I have found that works the best is to run dimensionals that are going to go vertically on our bag. So I'm just putting one dimensional at the top, one at the bottom along this tag. And that's going to just like, then it's not going to try and bend itself to the shape of the bag or anything like that. It's just going to sit nicely right on the front there. And so it does kind of like, it pops up on the sides. It doesn't curve with it, but it's just right there and nicely decorating the front of our tree bag. So there you have it. Quick, easy little treat bag, single sheet of 6x6, or in the case of the beautifully penned, I cut mine down, so I actually get 4 of these bags out of 1 sheet of paper, which means like I can do an entire class set using a single, well, less than a single pack of designer series paper. So yeah, really sweet, cute, easy bag. I'll put the full instructions up on my blog later today, or perhaps tomorrow, because we are heading off to the PNE today. Going to wake up the kids shortly and head out. But hopefully I can get that posted on my blog before I go out. Otherwise it'll be there tomorrow. And yeah, that's about it. So thank you so much for joining me. And yeah, that was our little project. There'll be other pictures posted this week of beautifully penned cards and maybe some other little 3D items. I have a few things I have to create for people, so I might use that designer series paper. But yeah, check those out, and definitely, feel free to contact me if you want to place an order. And there's so many wonderful Sale-a-bration items. I also just wanted to remind people that if you are placing an order over $135, which sounds like a lot, but trust me, I get there pretty regularly, you definitely want to check out the idea of grabbing a starter kit. You actually get $165 worth of product plus a free bundle, all for just $135, and then the bonus is there's no shipping. And you also only pay, here in BC, you only pay the PST, not the GST on that. So it is an incredible savings. So in my Linktree link, there's a link on how to join and other benefits of joining. But that's just the one. I've seen a bunch of people putting in kind of larger orders during Sale-a-bration. And so I just want you to know that there's definitely a better deal. It's fun to get all the Sale-a-bration rewards, but getting that free bundle as well, and then being able to get a 20% discount on your orders afterwards is so amazing. So contact me if you want to know more about that, or just click the join button in my Linktree. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed those little treat bags, and I'd love to see the ones that you create. So if you want to post in the comments on this video and show me your creations, I would love to see that. Love to see all the different tag ideas and how this little baggie looks with different designer series papers. Awesome. Take care, everyone. Bye.